I am very, very excited and honored to welcome to the Madison and Shepherd program Coach Tommy Tuberville. Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
Hey, we are fantastic, and we are honored that you're taking time out of your schedule
Hey, thanks
to
for
give us a ring.
responding to my tweet.
No kidding.
Love it. Twitter's
It's
changed the
amazing. It's
game.
amazing how you can, it's amazing how you can communicate. All these different things, and it's just you can get your message out there. Plus, you can also communicate and find ways to just to visit with people. So, I'm glad to do it.
Well, I've got a ton of questions, so I'm just going to kind of dive right in, if you don't mind.
Sure.
You've filed your paperwork. You've loaned yourself $100,000. You've embarked on a listening tour. Have you decided to run for governor of the state of Alabama?
Well, not yet. I've still really got about 10, 12 days. I've got everything marked out. And all my life I've been one of those guys that kind of every 10 minutes is kind of organized through the day, because being in coaching, you had to do that. Just the simple fact of you dealt with so many people. Well, same thing here as governor, or running for governor. It's a new embarkment, something that I'm interested in, but I got to make sure that I dot all the I's and cross all the T's of talking to everybody that I need to talk to, because it's so important a job. Coaching's a game. Being a governor of a state is you're dealing with millions of lives. So I want to do it the right way, so I can, if I do it, I can explain to people, who I've talked to, why I think I'd be a great governor. Or if I don't do it, I've still learned a lot and kind of understand, what I might be able to do to maybe help the new governor or the governor that we have now.
Do you think that when you go and that the sports writers love to make football really be a bigger deal in terms of, do you find that Alabama fans really care about in terms of the rivalry when it comes to, politics? Does that come up on your listening tour?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Football is a lot more important. Yeah, football is a
Wow.
lot more important than politics in this state, I'll tell you right now. And you don't have to be around it too long to understand that. But, people do care about their lives. They do care about what's going on. It's you find that a lot of people are obviously interested in both, but they care about their families in the future. And, one of the things that people keep bringing up to me, no matter where you're at, is, is there any hope? What's the future for us? Because it just we keep shooting ourselves in the foot, so to speak, in terms of growth and jobs in all the states around us. And again, I'm not only just talking to people in the state about, what they want to see and what they want a new governor to do, but also I'm talking to people around the states. I've talked to a couple of governors around the state of Alabama, and talk about what they're doing and what they see for the future. And we're definitely behind, in terms of plans and the things that they want to get done. Now, those things might be being talked about in Montgomery, but you don't hear about it. They might be things that they have not brought up publicly. But just talking to people around the state of Alabama, outside our state, there's a lot of things going on that people want to try to get done to make their states better. And it kind of encouraged me more and more that, hey, we might need another fresh, new bundle of ideas to bring into this state to try to get us off to a better start.
A question, Coach, on, obviously with the recent presidential elections, everybody kind of rallied behind the non-politician. Have you found that people rallying around you and saying, hey, this is possibly what we need for the state of Alabama, is somebody that's not in the system, somebody coming from the outside?
I think, I think definitely that. Most people that I meet are tired of politics, and you're talking to one. I've been tired of it for the last 10, 15 years, and I've got to know a lot of good politicians over the years. I got to be very good friends with George W. Bush, our previous president, because he before Obama, that he asked me and several other coaches several times to go overseas and see a lot of our troops, and so I got to spend a lot of time with him then. And when I went to Texas Tech, he's from Midland and came up there quite a bit, and I got to see him there, and so I got to be good friends with him, and we talked politics. But it's just one of those things. People are sick and tired of not being able to understand what's going on, not just in this state, but in this country. And there's no doubt that's the reason President Trump was elected. People are just fed up, with the everyday dealings of politics. And you have to have politics because you have to have deals made and agreements and all those things. But the way politics have been consumed by almost everybody in this country, they're just tired of it, and they're tired of not being able to have things done to help them instead of help the politicians. And so they're a voice for everybody, should be, and I think that's what everybody's looking for.
So why Alabama? Why not your home state of Arkansas or any of the other states that you referenced earlier? What is it about Alabama?
Well, when I came here in 1999, I had two young boys, Tucker and Troy, and they started school here, and we basically raised our kids here. And my wife, Suzanne, and I, several years ago, decided, hey, this is the place that we're going to be. We have great friends here. We really love the state in terms of the rivers, the lakes. We actually live at Lake Martin. It's just a great, friendly place to be. And so when we decided that, I'd say back in mid 2006 or 7, then actually at the time when I left Auburn, I gave it some little thought of, getting in politics at that time. But I really wasn't finished with coaching, so we ended up going to Texas Tech for 3 years and then Cincinnati for 4 years. But now we're back, and I really haven't decided what I'm going to do in the future. That's the reason I'm looking at this possibility, because I do want to help. We do want to retire here, hopefully raise grandkids here. We're going to be here. And so that's one of the reasons that, I looked at the governor's race, because you can make a difference there, if you do it the right way. And we want to live here and live here for the rest of our lives.
Yesterday, Andy Staples published an article in Sports Illustrated, The Donald Trump of Alabama, Tommy Tuberville eyes outsiders bid for governor. How do you respond to the Donald Trump comparison?
Well, it's I think an analogy that everybody's looking at, not just Donald Trump. You look at a lot of races across the country. You have a lot of different people getting into politics now. As I said earlier, people are fed up with the status quo of the career politicians that just get in it, and once they get in it, they get ingrained with everything that just goes into whether it's D.C. or Montgomery. And again, that's one of the things that I'm hearing, that we have people that go up there and they never vote for things that they'd like to have done. They just become their own person, and they do it, for reasons other than what their constituents want. So I think that's what Donald Trump's doing. If you watch Trump, what he does, he basically does what he thinks the people that elected him want him to do. He's not doing it for him. He has taken his agenda and he's kind of gone through it. He's been kicked back a little bit, and we knew that was going to happen. But basically the things he campaigned on is exactly what he's doing, and that's about what people want. If you get elected, do what we want you to do. Do what we sent you to do there. And again, I think that's what people, the state of Alabama and other states, want to happen.
A fighter,
Yeah,
truly,
no
a fighter to push back against that, that the swamp, if you will.
If Coach Tuberville, if indeed you do decide to take it all the way, and you said you have about 12 days, right, to make the decision?
It could be a little bit longer, it could be shorter. Just depends. I'm an organized person. I'm going to sit down and do it the right way. I'm just not going to do it to be doing it. So you put a kind of a time schedule to it, but there could be some things that I need to do in May, and people I need to talk to get this done. But it's kind of already started. I've read a couple of articles this week already that people have started coming at me and claiming that I'm taking money from some people and trying to be governor to help other people out. And it's just amazing what people make up in this country. And again, you never know until you're inside of it. I've seen all the I guess Hillary Clinton even called it fake news right after she lost her election. Well, I can honestly tell you that I'm starting to see a little bit of fake news coming out.
Well, hey, that I think again, the too many times people ball up and don't push back, and if anything, Donald Trump taught that fight back. It is truly, as a voter, it is disheartening when nothing that you read or you don't know if it's true or not.
Right.
Everything out of the gate, it's almost like it's automatically fake, and then you have to prove that it's true instead of it being the other way around. We realize we've just been
Bamboozled, if you will.
right.
Status quo.
I have to ask you
Well,
this: Did
yeah.
Governor Bentley's resignation add a new wrinkle for you? I kind of reading the article on Sports Illustrated. I didn't know if it took you a little bit by surprise or if you deep down expected it.
Well, you expected the resignation.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I didn't know a lot about it. Again, I've been in the business of politics all my life, and that's on the side of being a football coach. And if you don't think there's politics there,
Sure.
you're confused a little bit. But I've always been the point of just looking and seeing and make sure you hear and read about these things in the paper, but you don't know what's accurate. And obviously, what we'd seen for the past 4 or 5 months coming out in the paper, the text message and all those things, you see those, you kind of, we'll have to wait and see if those are true. And obviously they were. You don't know what's fact. So with that being said, he had no choice. I mean, it's just another setback for the state of Alabama.
Exactly.
And,
Embarrassment.
of course, I've been over in Montgomery a lot the last 3 weeks and hearing people talk about it. And a lot of people saying, something's coming and it's going to happen. It's going to happen pretty quick. But at least it's over with now. I think Kay Ivey will get everything organized back. I think she's got a good staff around her. I met some of her staff, and I think that she's got a good staff around her, and they'll get us back on the right track because we haven't done anything in this session to help the people of Alabama. You got to have an agenda. It's kind of like a game plan. You go in as, if you're a governor, you set up the game plan for the legislature, for the 2 or 3 month period. And there hasn't been a lot. And again, me being over there and meeting with all the people, the commissioners and all those things, as I'm watching this, there's nothing really done. All the talk has been about what a governor has done. Well, thank goodness it's over with. You hated for Governor Bentley for that to happen like that, but it is what it is. You're going with it, and now hopefully I've seen some things positive that's popping up as possibly being voted on here for the next few weeks to help the people of Alabama.
We look forward to watching as you and your family decide whether or not you are going to enter the fray, if you will. And again, thank you very much for.
I've got one more question,
yeah.
Coach.
Go ahead.
If you indeed do enter the fray and you are elected governor of the great state of Alabama, do you have any issues with us calling you Coach Governor?
I think I told the guy from Sports Illustrated who came in to do that interview, I don't care what I'm called. I've been called a lot of things since I've been a football coach. I promise you that.
Yeah.
But the big thing is a governor works for the people. Heck, it's not one of these icons where you can walk around, you got security with you, and you ride around these black SUVs. And, hey, I've had a very important job, a very popular job most of my life, and I just enjoy doing things with people, and that would be the reason I would do this. Would be, be a governor people could talk to, be a governor that you could say, why aren't we doing this or that? I'd be a great communicator because that's what you have to be, but also somebody that cares about people, and that's what I've done for a long time. So. You can call me anything you want. If we do this, it'll be a fun topic.
Well, sometimes individuals in high profiles, you have to raise your voice to lift the voice of others. So thank you. I know you have done some wonderful things in the state of Alabama. You're not all talk, and we look forward again to seeing what you decide and hope that we'll have the opportunity to talk to you later on.
And we wish you luck, Coach Tuberville.
Great.
Thank you very much for taking time out.
I appreciate that. Hopefully we can talk again soon.